into the world. So they're capturing that and storing it, and pretty much just it's like a big vacuum cleaning up the air, cleaning up the atmosphere, right? But what I want people to focus on when you're looking at those type of stocks is, a lot of people don't believe in that, right? A lot of people that have the say so within, the power rankings of the world, they don't really believe in that technology. So that's something that, I think we're kind of a long ways away from, accepting. But I think we are moving towards that, right? We are accepting some of that because we understand, you know, gas isn't going anywhere right now, right? So you will need something to help reduce some of those, bad toxins that's being pushed into the air. And that's one of those technologies that can do that. And that company offers that technology, right? So that company is going to be a good player within that field while gas and things like that is around. But keep in mind, the ultimate goal of the people that's in power right now is to eliminate gas altogether. So you will no longer need that type of technology if it's eliminated, right? But as I'm telling you right now, I don't really see gas going away, next year or 2 years from now, right? So as long as gas and coal and things like that is around, you're going to continue to see the need for those type of technologies. And I think those type of companies that's within those type of stocks, they're going to be very volatile. So if you do decide to get into these type of stocks, be mindful of that. Like as I was saying earlier in the episode, when you see a lot of volume, like these type of stocks, you see the price go up, and then once the volume drops, you see the price drop down. And a lot of people don't understand in these type of stocks, especially just go look at CEI. When it has a lot of volume, that volume is people buying the stock, right? People are buying the stock. But those people, what you don't realize, those people that are buying the stock are shorts. Those are the people that shorted the stock, didn't believe in the stock, didn't think the stock was going to, reach a certain price, so they shorted the stock. And then once that stock started rising, now they have to buy those shares back. So that's them buying those shares back, trying to make sure, they're not losing too much money since they already shorted the stock. The stock is reaching the price that, they said it wasn't going to reach, so they're going to start losing their money. So they have to buy those shares back, and you see that happening. But once a lot of those day traders and those intraday traders, get done with buying these stocks and buying back shares, things like that, then you see the volume drop, because now though that big volume was those buyers. They were the ones that was actually buying the stock, buying back those shares because they shorted it earlier, whether they shorted it last year or this year, whatever the case may be. They shorted it, so now they had to buy those shares back. That's why you saw the volume increase. And once they're done buying those things back, or they're done shorting the stock, because now they're just like, hey, we lost enough money. We don't want to lose any more money. So we're not going to continue to short this stock when we see a lot of people pushing it and pushing the stock up. So they just leave it alone. So you see the volume drop down, and then you see the price drops down, because now nobody's buying, nobody's selling, and the price is going to continue to drop down if that stays a rate. For me, I'm still in it. I still have a lot of shares within it. I think I have like 9 or 10,000 left right now, which is cool. That's a good thing. For me, I definitely pulled my profits out. Like I'm showing people over Instagram, when I initially got into the stock, right, my initial investment was like $1,100. And then I sold 500 just to get some of that money back. Then of course I bought more, like I said, I bought more at 90 cents, bought more like at $1 and some change. So those, I still have those, and that's what what I'm keeping right now. And that's pretty much, like I always tell people, that's free money, because I already made my money back. I already took my initial money out. I took all the money that I initially invested in, took it out. That way I'm playing with house money. So if I lose it all, cool. I at least got my initial investment out, so I'm not really down, right? I'm still at where I started. But if I make more money, that's cool. I make more money, and it's easier. It's free of mind. And like I always tell people, if you look back in my previous episode, you want to trade with a free mind. Don't trade fearful. You don't want to need this type of money or need this money for bills or anything like that. Because if you do, that's when you're trading fearful, and you begin to start selling or buying stock that you shouldn't be dealing with. So definitely try to make it easier on yourself, and that's one of the ways I make it easier on myself when I'm trading. That way, it's not a lot of pressure around me losing or making money, because at the end of the day, it's money that's free money. It's not my actual initial investment, so I'm not really that pressed to keep it or lose it type of deal. It makes it a lot easier to say, okay, hey, I sit on it. The price dropped $2. That's fine. I'll sit on it because I already got my initial investment out. We're cool. That way, I got time to let it rise. And if it rises in a year or 2 months or whatever the case may be, I'm happy. If not, cool, I'll go ahead and take that money out, whatever I have, and invest that a little bit of profit that I still have into something else. That's the way you want to trade. You want to trade free of mind. So keep that in your mind as always when you're trading. Try to look for ways to make it easier on you, and you're not actually struggling or very focused on this one stock or this one crypto, hoping that it jumps up $20 or $30 so you can make money off of it. It becomes a hassle, and you're looking at it day in and day out, and just staring at a ticker all day is not good for you. You definitely want to stare at a ticker or a symbol, whatever case you want to call it. You don't want to stare at that all day, because that's not going to make the stock go up or the crypto go up. It's not going to make it go down. And then you're just wasting time. That's time you can be using researching on the stock that you're already investing in, or other stocks that you can be potentially getting in once you make a profit off this stock. So that's what I want people to focus on. Like I said, CEI, I think it's a good stock. I still have shares in, like I said, between 8,000 to 9,000. I still have those shares, and I'm looking to ride it up. For me, my price target right now is in between the $3 to $4 range. Once we get to that price range, that's when you're gonna see me start trimming it down more. Ultimate goal, like I said, I see people yelling out 10 or 5 or 20, 30, whatever the case may be. I don't see the ceiling that high for it personally, just because, like I said, you have a lot of people that's within power that doesn't really believe in this technology just yet. So without that being believed in, it only has just as high of a ceiling that I can get to, right? So for me, once we reach that $3 $4 range, that's when I'm pulling most of my profits out. I'm only about 25-30% still into it, and then we can ride to the moon to the $20 and $30 price range. Hey, if we reach there, cool. I still got that 20-30% shares invested. If not, if it drops back down to 50 cent or 60 cent, that's fine. That's cool, because ultimately for me, my average is low, so I don't have to really be pressed about it right now, because it's so high up. Like I said, when I was buying into it, it was below $1 or right at $1. So that once you have a low average, that's when you're good. And that's why I tell people, when I was speaking earlier about that wave in the market, it goes up, it spikes and then goes down. You want to try to catch it when it's down, versus high, at the peak, because that's when you're waiting for your money to get back. If I bought it right now at $2.20 or $2 right now where it's at, I'm a little more cautious, right? Because we're right at that where I bought it at. It can easily drop back down to $1.50 or $1.20, and now I'm down a lot of money. Versus if I bought it, 2-3 weeks ago around the 60 and 70, 80 cent range, I'm not really too pressed. It's okay, hey, if it drops 30, 40 cent, that's fine. We're at $1.70, $1.80. I'm not really too worried about it, because I'm still in the green, per se, with this stock. So be mindful of that. If any of y'all are looking into CEI, because I know a lot of people were talking about it and asked me about it, and that's when I was like, hey, yeah, that's one of the ones I'm in. Of course, I'm in those type of stocks, but also those are one of the stocks that I'm mindful for. I'm watching and I'm being cautious with, because I understand, hey, when you see these spikes and what's happening during these spikes, is a lot of volume, or they're getting news, and right now they're getting both, right? They're getting volume and they're getting news. They have a new CEO, so that's good. A new CEO, fresh blood in there to talk about new things, new upcoming events, things like that. I think next week they have some type of thing the new CEO is supposed to announce, because that's another thing that people are going to be focused on. And also, it does play within the infrastructure bill, so that's it can ride that wave as well. So next week should definitely be interesting for this stock. Like I said, for me, I'm in it to the 3 to 4 range right now with the stocks I have. I don't plan on buying anymore. Of course, I'm not buying anymore at this price target. You can if you want to. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you whether to buy or sell. But for me, I'm not buying anymore at this price range, because you just don't really know. So I'm going to be cautious with that. I'm going to keep my average low. I'm just going to ride out the rest of the shares that I have until it reaches that 3 to 4 range. And like I said, if it drops down, gets back down low, then of course I manage it at that point and consider selling or considering buying more, just to see where it will go. But ultimately, for me, I see this stock easily going to the 3 to 4 range, so I'm not really too worried about that. That's my price target. I don't see it possibly hitting there next week, but within the next 2 to 3 months, I see it possibly hitting there, because like I said, gas and oil isn't going anywhere. And all the news that you hear around oil just continue to rise up. They see it reaching $90 per barrel by the end of the year. So that's major, because they're in that industry. So the higher gas prices go up, the higher this stock goes up. So that's something that I'm very interested in. And I want you all to pay attention to, in these next coming months or even coming weeks. because I think it's going to definitely be interesting once this infrastructure bill is passed. Because like I said, I believe it will be passed. I think it'll be definitely interesting to see how the market goes and reacts to that. Thank you all for joining. Like I always say, any questions you have, drop a comment below, and I definitely get to it in the next episode. I appreciate you all watching up until this point. Week 21 is crazy. Like I always say, I'm surprised we made it this far. But all the comments and all the DMs, things that you all give me, I really appreciate that. I really thank you for that. Continue to do that, and I'll continue to post these and continue to help out where I can. As always, you all stay safe out there and be mindful of what you're investing to. You have a good day. God bless.